People are always asking me what it's like to coach on set and how exactly that works. So I will answer that for you. It depends on who's hired me, first of all. So sometimes it's the production or the director that's hired me to come on set, or sometimes it's a specific actor that I'm working with. Or sometimes I never even show up on set. I'm just working privately with the actor before they get to set, and maybe emergency video sessions when they're on set. So for movies like Fast 8 and Lift, there I was hired by the production, so I was able to work with all of the actors, and I was also able to work with the director and watching the takes, working closely sometimes with the script supervisor. It's super fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really fun. It's fun to be working with all of these amazingly talented actors. I had a crew member recently say to me, oh, when I heard that an acting coach was gonna be coming to set, I was really worried. I thought this is gonna be a nightmare. And he's like, I think every set should have an acting coach. You brought so much joy to the set, cohesion, collaboration. It was very flattering to hear, because that's certainly what I try to do, is help all of the creatives to be a sounding board for them. If you're at the French Open, all the tennis players are gonna have a coach on the sidelines. So I think it's really nice to have somebody who's solely there for the actor on set, solely there to help them with their performance. So I might see something, I might remind an actor about a substitution that they might be able to use, or something that came before in the scene, or give them a new way, a new idea of approach to this particular character or scene in this take. Sometimes I just run lines with actors. Sometimes when somebody has a lot of dialogue or we're supposed to schedule, they just say, you know, Shannon, will you run lines with me? Absolutely. Sometimes there's actors that don't want any notes, and then I absolutely will not give them any notes. Or if the director doesn't want me to give them any notes, maybe it's just to them to not interfere with that process. I always try to be really respectful to everybody's process, and everybody works differently. So if I'm hired for just one actor, as I was for Den of Thieves, or I worked with an actor on 10 Days in the Valley, then I'm hanging out with them, running lines, talking about sometimes wardrobe, talking about approaches to scenes, talking about, again, different substitutions, ways that they can go about, and maybe watching a take, letting the director know if there's something that I see that might be improved upon. Always understanding where I fit in this, and never stepping on any creative toes. The process prior to filming is sometimes the most fun and rich for me as a coach, because I have clients on series, and so we'll often look at all of the, they'll get a bunch of scripts at once, and so we can track their character's arc through these scenes and these scripts and look at each one, especially if it's a brand new show that they've just started. So if they're playing a cop, let's get you in touch with a police officer. Let's find somebody who's very similar to what it is that you're looking for. And then looking at those opportunities in the scene where you might be able to talk to somebody and figure that out. So there's a lot that can be done prior. Same way when I'm working for an entire production. When I look at a whole script, something like on Lift or Fast 8, I look through and I break it down for all of the characters. What might be their objective in this scene? What might be some actions that they might play? These aren't necessarily anything that I'll share with the actors right away, because they have their own process, and I'm so respectful of that. But if there's a question or a concern or something that they want to try differently, something that they want to explore differently, then we've got a roadmap for that. I call it a playbook when I make it, but it's options. Because sometimes in the middle of things, it's scary to make a decision or to create and try something new, especially if you're on a set with a lot of actors. My goal, whether it be individual coaching, on-set coaching, is always to empower the actor. to give them a safe place to be able to try something. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You get another take. Unless it's a very tight set, then we'll know, okay, here's something that maybe we don't have time to explore this in the shooting. But really, it's about creating a safe environment for the actor, a safe place for them to feel. I think sometimes people will hear acting coach and they'll go, well, these are amazingly talented actors. They don't need an acting coach. Of course they don't need it. They want it, most of them, because it's somebody else to bat ideas off of. It can become very collaborative. It's a new perspective, maybe because they're coming from within themselves and their characters. And so it's an outside perspective of, did you catch that? I might have seen something that was filmed in another take, in another scene, and go, I think that character might have a crush on your character. You know, so have you examined that? So it's really all about collaboration. It's really about me giving ideas and possibilities and opportunities and maybe catching some little things that somebody hadn't noticed. Script supervisors are incredible, but they have got so much on their plates. Speaking of that, sometimes I just read off camera for somebody, you know, because oftentimes a script supervisor does that, but they have so much to take in. So sometimes I'll just be reading another actor's lines for them if that actor can't be there that day. So I think I have the best job in the whole wide world. Sometimes I'm in the trailer. Sometimes some actors don't want anybody to know they have an acting coach. I think that's kind of foolish, but I respect that. If you want, you know, people to think that you're doing it on your own. So I might just be a friend who's swinging by set. But most of the actors that I work with love working with me. I'm not gonna lie. Because they just get that confidence and that security that somebody else who's looking at something. It might just be, does this shirt look okay? And I'll give my honest opinion, understanding that there's probably been a costume supervisor who's put a lot of thought into that, and a director who's put a lot of thought into that, and producers. But I'm not gonna lie, I always tell the truth. Every once in a while when I'm on set, I might even discover something in the blocking that might help. Maybe the DP or the director is trying to figure out how to get an actor over to this part of the set where it doesn't seem phony, so it doesn't feel contrived or it doesn't feel arbitrary. There's this person just walking over to this side. So I might suggest, oh, maybe there's some that it catches you out of the corner of your eye, or you can't think of a specific, I can think of a specific instance, but I kind of don't want to share it. So, but where it can really help with working with the actor, with the DP, and with something else that's happening. Sometimes if there's a complicated camera move and an actor needs to be in a specific place at a specific time, how we can do that to work for everybody. I think a lot of times actors really want to, you know, assist and help other people, and then other people will say, oh, I need you to do this. But then they're saying, well, that doesn't feel right to me. How can we find a way that it can feel right and truthful and help everybody on their set? There's so many people who have jobs that we want to make everybody's job easier, but not at the expense of the actor. And sometimes actors will allow that to happen. So I like to think of myself as somebody who helps smooth things over, helps shots and sets and days go quicker, not throwing a wrench in the works. I've heard terrible stories, and that's just not true about, at least it's never been an experience of mine, where it's somebody who says, well, the actor needs time to prepare for this. No, we will be prepared. If I'm on set, we'll be prepared. So if you have any other questions about how it works on set, what it's like to work with these wonderful giant celebrities, they're all fantastic pretty much, let me know. Drop it in the comments and like and subscribe and comment. And we've got new videos every week, so subscribe and like and tell a friend. Thanks. What's the word I'm looking for? Manufactured, okay. See, worried you weren't going to get any bloopers, but now we got them. This in a way, no, that's just going on too long.